this video, I'll teach you the concept of attributes. Attributes are blocks with text data incorporated. I'll illustrate this concept with an example. I'm going to create an office plan indicating the position of employees in it. Along with the positions, I am going to incorporate additional details such as name of an employee, designation, ID number, place, etc. I'm going to use the symbol of a table and chair to indicate the position of respective employees in the office floor. So I'll just use a rectangle to create a table. Pick the first corner here and I'll go to dimension option and I'll give a length of 120 and width of 60. And pick to define the opposite corner point. I'll just zoom in and I'll make a chair using another rectangle. And the opposite corner point I'll define at the rate 45, 45. Then I'll indicate the handle using a polyline. So I'll go to polyline, click the corners. Then I'll give an offset command. I'll give an offset distance of 9. This is select object and this is side. And I'll draw a line connecting and I'll create a 3-point arc to connect these endpoints. And I'll copy this arc onto this side. And using the move command, I'll position the chair with respect to the table. And this symbol is used to indicate the position of an employee. In the office floor, which I'm planning to create, there are a number of employees. So I should make a block of this table and chair, then reuse at several different places. But along with this block, I would like to incorporate a number of text data related with employees. And I'm going to define all this data as attributes. You can define an attribute by going to Home tab. In the block panel, you have a flyout. Just click on that flyout. Here you have Define Attributes button. When you click on this button, you will get Attribute Definition dialog box. And this dialog box has got various options. Over here, we have the mode option. An attribute can be defined in various modes, such as invisible, constant, verify, etc. I'll talk about this later. Then in the attributes section, I have to define the tag. A tag is nothing but a field or a common title related with an attribute. Here, I would like to define the name of an employee as an attribute. So I'll give name here. Prompt actually specifies a prompt that is displayed when you insert this attribute. And that is defined by you. So I'll give this prompt as enter name. Then the default attribute value. So if you do not specify any value, this particular value will be inserted. I'm not going to give any value here. Then justification of the attribute text. It can be left justified or you can stick to any desired justification. I would like to go for left justification. Then the text style, let it be standard. It can be annotative, but I'm not going to do that. Then text height is 2.5 and this text height can be specified on screen. So I'll just click on this button and I'll pick a point over here. Then one more point right above the first point. And this particular distance defines the text height. Then if you want, you can rotate the text. Okay, I'm not going to rotate it and I'll give OK. Now you can see the preview of the attribute appearing here. Just click to define the attribute. So this is your first attribute. So like you can define the rest of the attributes. Now I'll just give enter to repeat the command. Now this attribute is the ID number. So I'll give ID number, ID underscore number, because you cannot define spaces in the tag. Then prompt enter the ID number. Then default value can be given. I'm not going to give it here. And just give OK. Now you can just insert it right here. Then I'll give enter to repeat the command. The next attribute is the designation. I'll give the prompt. Then default value is blank. And I'll insert it right here. Now give one more enter to define the next one. And this attribute is the place. Okay, I'll give a prompt. I'll put a default value as Kochi. When you click on lock position, the position of the attribute cannot be changed. Okay, I'll just give OK and I'll insert the place here. And the next attribute is, I would like to put in the invisible mode because that attribute is a salary. Prompt is enter your salary. I'm not going to give any default value here and give OK and insert it here. So these are the 5 attributes which I have defined. Now after you define the attribute, you should make a block of this. So I'll click on the create block option. So you'll get a block definition dialog box which you are already familiar with. I'll call this block as info because it's an information about an employee. Then insertion base point, I'll pick right here. Then select objects. I'll first select the objects. Then I'll select the name, ID number in the same order because this order is important. If you want the attributes to be inserted in the same order, you should select in the same order. Here I have chosen delete, so the existing object will get deleted, but the block definition is already created. Next, I'm going to insert this block. So I'll click on the insert command. Here I can see the block definition. Just click on that. Now you can choose an insertion point. I'll pick right here. Now you will get edit attributes dialog box. Here you can see all the prompts which we have entered. It is asking for the name. I'll give a name. I'll give Rahul. Then ID number, I'll give 7755. Then designation, I'll give a designation of software engineer. Then salary, I'll give salary as 45,000. And I'll give OK. Here the place is already shown because this was given as the default value. So that is why you can see the place here. Now I'll just give OK. Now everything except the salary is written because the salary tag was defined as an invisible attribute. Next I'll go for one more insertion. I'll pick the insertion point right here. Now I'll give a different name. I'll give the name as Rahim. And ID number 7788. Then designation, system analyst. Then place is Kochi. I'll change the place as Delhi. And salary, I'll give 60,000. And I'll give OK. Next I'll go for one more insertion. You can also give insert command to insert. So I'll type the letter I. You will get the block. I'll give OK. I'll pick the insertion point here. You'll get the same dialog box. I'll give the name as Seba. ID number 7799. I'll give the designation as software architect. Then salary 75,000. And I'll give OK. Here that is inserted. Then one more attribute and I'll just give OK. And I'll insert it right here. And the name as Kirtana. And ID number I'll give 7766. Designation marketing manager. I'll give the place as Chennai. And salary I'll give 50,000. We have performed 4 insertions altogether. Related with each block indicating the position of an employee, we have a number of texts inserted. Now I'll give explode command to explode this attribute. So I'll type the letter X. Now I'll select this object. Now you can see that each attribute will go back to the corresponding tags. Hence, from this it is clear that each tag will act as a field in database management. And related with each blocks, we have incorporated a number of fields and this can be treated as a record. And in this drawing, we have created 4 records. And under this, we can control the display of attributes using an option in the block panel. When you just click on the block panel, here we have an option that is retain attribute display, display all attributes and hide all attributes. When you click on retain all attributes, the display of all the attributes will be normal. But if you click on display all attributes, the visible as well as invisible attributes will be visible. But if you click on hide all attributes, the visible as well as invisible attributes will remain invisible. Now I'll go to retain attribute display. So the original display is retained. The same activity can also be done using attribute display command, that is attdisp. If you take the normal option, it will retain the normal display. If you take on, all the attributes will be on, and if you take off, all the attributes will remain in the off state. While creating attributes, we have already seen various properties and settings that can be associated with attributes. We'll have a glimpse of those properties now. So I'll go to define attributes, click over here. The same dialog box can also be obtained using attdef command, that is attribute definition command. Okay, here we can see the various modes, the tags, prompts, default values, and text related parameters, etc. But after you created a block, and if you want to change any of these parameters, it can be done using a command here that is called block attribute manager or Batman. You can just type BATTMAN. When you click on this command, you will get a block attribute manager dialog box. Using the select block option, you can select any desired block if you have more than one attributed blocks in your drawing. But presently we have only a single block with attributes. And if you want to change any desired parameter, you can do that. For example, if I want to change the name, just click over here and click on edit. So you can change the tag, you can change the prompt, modes, and text related parameters such as the justification, height, rotation angle, width factor, etc. And the properties related with text such as the color of a text. For example, if I want, I can give this particular color for the name. When you give OK, that particular setting is accepted. Now, if I want to change the designation, just select designation and you can incorporate any desired changes here. You can also remove a particular tag. For that, you just select a tag, then you just click on remove option. So that will get removed from the block. So that is the use of Batman command or block attribute manager command. You can also edit the values of these attributes using an editing option over here. While you perform editing, you can either choose a single option or you can go for multiple option. When you go for multiple, you can select more than one attributes at a time, but generally the single option is used. You can alternatively give a command called EATT edit, that is enhanced attribute edit. So I'll just click on single and I'll select a particular block. So you will see the block information, the tag, and any desired tag can be selected and you can incorporate a change. For example, if I want to change the ID number of this particular person from 7755 to 7758, so that change can be incorporated. Similarly, you can change the value of any desired tag simply by clicking that particular tag and you can incorporate the change here. You can just click on text options and you can perform all the text based editing here, and property based editing such as the layer, line type, color, etc. can also be done using this particular tag. If you have more than one blocks in your drawing, you can perform a selection by clicking on the select block option over here. But since in this particular drawing we have a single block, so that won't make any difference here. So I'll just give OK to confirm the changes. Next, we will see the procedure to extract these attributes in a tabular form. For that, just click on the Insert tab. Here you have a linking and extraction panel. Over here you have a data extraction command. Just click on data extraction. This command can be used to extract a drawing data, or it can be extracted from an external file to the current drawing in the tabular format or to an external software. So when I demonstrate it, it will be more clear to you. Here you are going to create a new data extraction. If you already have a previous extraction template, you can click over here. But I would like to start from the scratch. So just click over here. You have to give a name for this data extraction. So I'll call it as info. The file extension will be DXE for data extraction file. Click on save. Here I want to include the current drawing, so that is checked, or you can select certain objects from the current drawing. I don't want to do that. You can add a folder or you can click on add drawings if you have more than one drawings from which you want to extract the data. So I click on next. Information about all the objects here. Here I have an option called display blocks with attribute only. So just click on display blocks with attributes and click on next again. Here all the informations are checked. So I'll just right click and uncheck all, and I would like to get the information about the block. So just click on info, then click on next. All the properties related with block is displayed, and in the category filter just right click here and click on uncheck all. I'm interested only in the attribute related informations of that block. So click on attribute. The moment you click on attributes, all the tags are displayed. Here if you want to select all the tags, you can just retain this status. Otherwise you can uncheck any unwanted tag. So click on next. Now you have a table in which the count, then the name of the block, the designation, ID number, and all the related tags are displayed. If you want, you can just hide any column. For that, just right click here and click on hide column option. So the name of the block is hidden. You can also change the order of these columns here. Now I want the name to appear first. So just click and drag the name. I'll just drag it and keep it over here. If you want, you can click it in the ascending or descending order by clicking on this arrow. Okay, just click next, and you can insert this data extraction table into the drawing. At the same time, you can output this file as an external file with CSV format or XLS format so that it can be opened in Excel or in any spreadsheet program. So I don't want to do that. I just want to insert this as a table in AutoCAD. So click on next. Now you can specify the various information about the table. We have an exclusive video on table in this module, so you can just go through it to get a better understanding of the table. If you want, you can change the table style and you can give a title for this table. I'll call it as employee database. I'll give next, then finish. Now you can insert this table at any desired location by specifying a suitable insertion point. I'll click it over here to insert. Now you have extracted all the required information in the tabular format. Now you can perform any change in the attributes to see it getting reflected on the table. For example, if I take one more copy of the same employee using the copy command, I'll keep the copy over here. Now you have the two numbers of the same block. In the Insert tab, we have an option called Download from Source. This option updates the linked data from an external data file to a table in the current drawing. So I'll just click on that and just select the table and give an enter. Now you can see that you have two numbers of the same block. I'll just undo this change. Now what I'll do is I'll create a new record of an employee. So I'll click on Insert. I'll choose the same definition and I'll click over here. Now it will ask you for a name. I'll give the name as Steve, and ID number I'll give 7759. Now designation is CAD engineer and the salary is 60,000. I'll give OK. Now I have a new record here. Now let's see how the table is getting updated. I'll again use Download from Source option and I'll select the table. When you give enter, you can see that now a new row will get automatically added. Hence this table always keep track of the changes that you perform in the database. And you can extract this database from the table to an external spreadsheet program like MS Excel. In this module, we have an exclusive video on tables in which we deal with all these topics. And once you perform a change here, and if you want this change to get performed in that external spreadsheet file, you can make use of this option, that is Upload to Source File, which will reflect the changes you perform in the table onto that external file in the spreadsheet program. So from this, it's clear that attributes are highly useful in AutoCAD. The simplest example is creating a title block. You can create a title block and you can keep all the text attributed, so that while you insert it, you can change the information like the company name, the person who has drawn it, the scale of the drawing, the dimension in which the drawing is drawn, etc. with ease. Another example is you can prepare bill of materials in a civil or a mechanical or an electrical drawing using the concept of attributes. In a mechanical drawing, when you create objects like nuts, bolts, washers, etc., you can keep attribute information while you block, so that you will be able to easily keep track of the number of nuts of a particular type or number of washers of a particular type. And you can create bill of materials and schedules which will help you create estimates from a drawing. So likewise, you can find a number of applications for attributes. So that's all about the concept and application of attributes in AutoCAD.